Georgia is considering to have a panel, a council of baby fingerers. They would like to finger baby girls. They would love to have doctors line up to stick their fingers inside of the genitals of small girls. This is something that they want. They love it. They think it's great. They think it's tasty, and they want some more of it. And I'm not joking. I'm being completely serious. They're considering a panel of 3 physicians to evaluate girls' genitalia for school sports. A new bill being considered in Georgia's legislature would create a panel of 3 physicians to examine the reproductive organs and the genetic makeup of girls in an effort to ban transgender girls from participating in school sports. I cannot consider this anything else but the peak levels of cringe. Genetic makeup. What are you going to take? Like, are you going to take like a uterine like scrape sample? How deep are you going? This is creepy. This is pedophilic. I'm sorry. This is creeping on pedophilia. Pedophilic. How? Hey, let's be completely honest. Gabbard, some new Congress people, conservative states around the country doing the best that they can. Yeah, 1984 and that poor girl's pussy. Doing the most possible to ensure that they can like start inspecting and legally start touching little girls' genitals. I don't understand what their fixation is on this, but every time I hear about it, it gets worse and worse. It just keeps happening and it keeps getting worse. I don't like it. It makes me sad. Because the thing is, it doesn't just stop here. It goes even worse. We'll talk about the whole like trans girls in women's sports thing in a second, but their rampant and disgusting need to violate the personal space, privacy, and genitals and genetic makeup of young girls and even boys too is incredibly worrying. In Utah, they just pushed through a bill abolishing schools from being able to teach what consent is. Now, here's a big reason why we like to teach children what consent is because it's been scientifically proven that that children knowing what consent is and what sex is allows them to have the tools necessary to help stop them from being abused. When they don't know what consent is, when they don't know what sex is, when they don't know what's happening to them, and they don't know the language to use to talk to people about the things that's happening to them, they are lost. They do not have the tools to speak up or have any ability to save themselves from sexual abuse. And with that being known, I just think it's a little worrying that these conservatives are doing the most possible to ensure that these children go into the world weaponless, with no defense when it comes to stopping themselves from being abused. Not only that, they're trying to legally institute abuse in these schools for doing something like playing women's basketball. I'm sorry, brother, let me tell you, you take an 11-year-old girl and an 11-year-old boy. Listen, they're both they're basically the same. Now, they're not completely the same, but they're far closer. Now, if one of those people realize that they're trans and transition, do you really think that in elementary school basketball is going to be dominated like this burly strong 11-year-old trans girl is going to start like bouncing the ball off of these like cis girls' faces and then do a fucking Kobe like through their legs, loop-de-loop and pull, and do 57 backflips from the half court line and do like a dunk? They'll just like dunk through the entire thing. You think that's going to happen? Yeah, me too. Yeah, we all come on. We all know Kyle. Kyle transitions to be Kylie, and then all of a sudden playing in women's sports and being an Olympic level basketball player or some dumb shit. This problem does not exist. All right, trans women like obliterating women's sports does not exist. All right, and it feels really insincere for these people to be talking about women's sports so much because they don't care about women's sports, and they don't even care about women, let alone women's sports. You know, you guys have been around, right? For conservatives to clown on women's sports. You know this, right? Right? Like they clown on women's soccer. They clown on women's basketball. They clown on women's football. They may not even know that's true. And they love volleyball all because they like looking at their big jiggly ass. And with that being known, they only care about these sports insofar as that they can sexualize and dehumanize women to the point where there's just jiggly bits of cellulite, doing these fake sports because they're not the big boy sports. They don't care about women and they don't care about women's sports. Right? This does not happen. We all know this is. You do not try and bonk me. I'm just explaining the facts. I'm just giving you the facts. We all know this is true. So it seems really disingenuous that now all of a sudden they care about women's sports being destroyed, where it just becomes inconvenient for them to shit on trans people. Isn't that a thing? Isn't that interesting? I think it is. And they're putting through all of these laws now, or they're trying to put through all of these laws to, and this is what I mean when they don't care about women, to violate the bodies of women, just to try and pretend like you're protecting them. Nobody wants to do this. People already don't want to go get like a physical checkup at like a your normal like a normal physical at a licensed doctor, at a licensed doctor before they join sports. Let alone now you have to do the regular checkup, and then you have to deal with, and then you have to be like fucking probed by the anti-trans council who's going to like swab your ovaries or something to make sure that they're real. Like, what's wrong with you? There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Nobody wants this. This isn't cool. This isn't helping anybody. It's just another way to be extremely creepy to women and girls while pretending that you care about them, insofar as you can use it as a proxy to hurt some other marginalized group. Isn't that interesting? All right, segment over. We did it. Listen, I know the transition into that segment was a little it was a little bumpy. We were just vibing, and we took a sharp turn. You know, I know you guys, some of you all may have spilled your drinks. I'm sorry about that. We'll stop at the local McDonald's. I'll ask for a handful of napkins. Didn't mean to give any whiplash with that quick turn, but I wanted to get in and out of that segment.